Now, let's get to this. We talked about relationship. How do I relate with money? Do we ever have time to ask ourselves this kind of question? Nimepata pesa 20,000. How do I relate with it? Is it going to drive me, or it is me who is going to control it? Remember, there is the driver and there is the controller. Unaona?
Yes.
Now, how should we have a comfortable relationship? Actually, to me, comfortable relationship with money.
Comfortable relationship with money. Well, as we have said, have you self-audited yourself? Umeangalia relationship yako na pesa ni ikuaje? When you ule mtu pesa ikija, you know, there's another type of relationship where pesa ikija imeenda. As soon as it comes, it's gone.
Inaingianga ikitoka.
Yes. That already tells you what your relationship with money is. So here's the thing. All these things just drive right back to the goals and the plans that you have. If you're just living cause YOLO, we only live once, then that already tells you what your relationship with money will turn out to be. And if you're living for, I have to set certain things for tomorrow, for my future, I'm looking for a brighter, or I'm looking to achieve certain things. You know, my brighter future can just be me maybe traveling to Mombasa once a year. That's the only brighter future I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
Na kuna mtu mwingine, my brighter future can be, I want to have Maldives trip twice a year. That's an expensive trip, a far much more expensive trip compared to the one just down to Mombasa.
Yes.
So then that will enable you to understand, so this is how I need to start behaving na hii pesa. Nafaa nianze kufanya, put certain restrictions. Ndio ile time yenye I need to do and achieve these certain plans and these goals need to be put to come to life. I have the finances to do them. Sina your restriction. So the only thing that will be holding me back, maybe I didn't do research properly, or I don't have a certain proper insights on what I want to get into. But pesa si shida, because I've already analyzed mimi na pesa huwa tunacheza hivi. And then get help. We need to
and
start
just
getting
on
help.
That, get help. Have you ever seen mtu ambaye ako na pesa venye anakuanga na kiburi? Utamwambia nini?
Ni ukweli.
Wewe ulisikia wapi?
See, that's the thing. Sasa wewe, you know, that's the thing. At the end of the day is, what do you want for yourself? I want to behave. I want to have this amount of money in my savings account. Nahitaji msaada, nisaidieni. Do I need to read books? Do I need to speak to so and so? I believe a certain cousin of mine, I believe behaves better with money. Ye pesa, ya ishuangi na pesa. Unajua there's that one person kwa familia mwenye anakuanga tu na pesa. You wonder mtu anakuanga tu na pesa. They always have money. But you find yourself, once you have money, imeenda, umekopa Tala, umekopa branch, umekopa what are the others? iPesa or pesa or cash.
Kila mshwari.
Umekopa. Ya uwe deni tu ndo zako.
Bana madeni.
Ask for help. Just ask for help. Try and find out huyo mtu ajaribu kukuelezea. Ye mbona ye pesa yake waishi? Kwani ye ana mahitaji?
We have what we call a high affinity for money. We have a high greed for money, to the extent that when we get it, ikianguka tu pa, akili kwanza ina block.
But you see, that's the thing. If you realize this is what happens, ukipata pesa, that's when you have more needs. Like the more you get, the more your needs.
And you are talking about ladies having a lot of needs.
It applies to everyone, even me.
Okay, do you know what? Okay, we tukiongea about the genders. You know, sisi ndume, mahitaji yetu ni kidogo sana. Unaona? Shilingi 100 kinyozi. Unaona? Now, if we want to have just that to be strict, of course, that's our next thing that we want to look at. You know, in as much as you say the ladies have a lot of needs, some of them are unnecessary.
You have a point.
But because nimeona Nekesa konayo, I want to put myself into Nekesa's shoes, yet my financial limit is not as Nekesa's.
living beyond your limits. That's a sad thing. And that one takes us into social media. You've seen so and so and
a lie.
I've shared this. I've shared this on my social media. People aren't who they post to be.
Of course, we are not who we are on the social media.
But you see, that's the thing. You sing as so and so is driving. Nani anakaa nendanga sijui hoteli gani, sijui anafanya nini. Madeni.
Pengine tu alipelekwa na besti na akaamua kupiga picha.
Probably I went into a parking lot, saw a nice Mercedes that was there, decided to take a selfie next to that Mercedes.
Dreams are valid. Caption, dreams are valid.
Pia wewe sasa you try to live into those shoes. You know, there are certain things, the way you've just said, they're really unnecessary. And I believe if you've set certain standards, certain regulations, and you know where you're headed to, you know what your life goals and your life plans are, if you are that person, none of these things will sway you.
Now, a quick one. What makes us lack financial discipline?
We lack self-control.
So that is it.
We lack self-control. You know, we don't have plans.
We don't have plan.
Hauna plan.
Tunataka lakini hatuna mipango.
Hamuna mipango. Hatuna mipango. You're just living for the sake of living. But if you're living because there's a certain lifestyle and a certain life that you want, and you're seeing for yourself, utajinyima so that you can have that.
All right. And we looked at what makes us lack that discipline. Now, how can I be strict with my money? How can I be strict with my finances?
I think I've said this thing a gazillion times here right now.
Somebody is not listening. Somebody wants to be reminded. That's one thing that you must do to be strict with your money. It doesn't matter whether you are an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter whether you are a business person. But this now touches all around, and even in households.
The plans that you have, where do you see yourself? So, let me just put this question out there. I believe everyone should just take a moment and ask themselves, where do I see myself? Where do I see myself in the next 1 year? Where do I see myself in the next 5 years, 10 years? Or where do I see my business in the next 5 years? Where do I see my family in the next 5 years? Once you're able to answer the question of where we are going, where do I see myself? Where are we going? How am I supposed to get there? Then you'll be able to control your money behavior. You'll be able to sit down and say, leo sihitaji salon, I can do my hair at home. Or nitafunga tu kitambaa na niende. Na niko sawa. Leo sihitaji zile viatu mpya. After all, I'm planning to get to a point where I'll be able to go to a shop and buy 5 pairs of heels and still be okay. Or if it's the guy, I don't need a shave today. Priorities. What is my priority right now? My priority right now is for me and my family to achieve. We need to build 2 houses by the end of the year. My priority for me and my business is we need to have reached this 100,000 customers on a daily basis. Now, how am I supposed to get there? This is the funding that I'm pushing into our marketing, or this is what I'm putting in there for what are you doing to get to where you want to go? So it's umekaa chini umejiuliza, where am I going? Where are you going? Ka hujajiuliza hiyo swali, you're walking aimlessly.
You have the money, but
you're not going anywhere.
Planless.
You're mark timing. The point is you're mark timing. Hakuna penye unaenda.
Kila siku tuko na mark.
Pale. You're not moving. And that's the sad part. Now if you're not moving, then let me share this. Personally for me, I am looking forward to get to a point where, you see, when we what was his name? The Wakanda guy who recently passed, may he rest in peace, how he was mourned by the whole world.
Yes.
Who doesn't desire that? But what is your level of influence? What have you done? Have you sat down and told yourself, no, this is it for me? Is this it for me? Is it I have the kind of influence that the whole world will notice and feel a loss when Valentine dies? If you've had that kind of conversation with yourself, it doesn't necessarily have to be the whole world. It just has to be what is it for you. Ni wapi utakuwa umefeel nimefika sasa. Umekaa chini, umeji-audit, then kujinyima itakuwa ngumu because you have a goal and a plan at the end of the day. Here's the thing, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. But if you have done such a kind of evaluation, self-evaluation for yourself, and if you have someone else that you're moving in this journey with, you have your partner, you've sat down and you've self-evaluated yourself with, I am married, I have my husband, we self-evaluate ourselves, and
yes,
we tell ourselves where we need to go to and where we're headed to, and what is our point, what is it for us. If you've done such a kind of conversations with yourself, then you will be able to structure yourself in a manner that you have self-control. You have a limit to how you're spending your money. Because money, we invented money, but money has turned out to be the currency that drives a lot of things. It's currency. It's a currency. It's moving.
It drives everything.
It drives. So if this thing is driving points and generation and things, and it's going to drive all sorts of things to put you to where you need to go, then you've got to do the thing that needs to be done for you to get to where you need to go, and you have to get it done. You have no otherwise. You just have to get it done. It's either you do it or you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Well, thank you so much. I think we're gonna call it a wrap from there. So a lot has been said by this beautiful lady, Valentine Nekesa. But one thing I have to say, you must be disciplined in your spending habits to stay on budget. Above all, number one, identify, come up with objectives, tafuta resources, not only money, and also execute. And execute realistic objectives, not just building castles in the air. Well, I want to thank you so much for having created time to come and share with us in terms of financial discipline. So tafadhali tukue na heshima wakati tunapotumia mihela. Hasa kama ni mihela, yani tule tu pesa tudogo, uko na thao. You must plan
You actually start
with
that
it.
small one.
Ukipewa 10 bob sahi, mtoto mdogo, unajua sahi mtoto mali tunaenda vibaya tukimaliza. Mtoto mdogo ukimpatia 10 bob anafikiria mandazi.
Point of gratification.
Na itakuwa tu, mom, mandazi. Hata kuwa nafikiria beyond that food, there is something beyond this food. Valentine.
Yes.
Parting shot.
I believe I've shared everything, and I've shared my insights and my thoughts. All these things have just actually come from my heart. As I finish, this is the one last thing that I will actually say. Once you have been able to self-audit, self-analyze, plan and everything, there's this one rule. Credit goes to my husband for this rule. There's this rule that he actually states. There is the Sukuma Wiki rule, the maize rule, and the apple rule. And all these things apply in the essence that how long does Sukuma Wiki take to grow? How long does maize take to grow?
Yes.
How long does apple take to grow? You need to have the 3 different channels of income in your life. You need to have the Sukuma Wiki, which comes quickly.
Yes.
That's the daily income.
Yeah.
You need to have the maize, which takes a bit longer.
4 months, 5 months.
Yes, not too far, but you have something that is giving you money in that duration. Then you need to have the apple, which comes in at least 2 years, 3 years. Now that's what creates the generational wealth that everyone is trying to desire. Now, if you're able to apply all these 3, Sukuma Wiki, maize, and apple, I don't think there's anything else anyone needs to tell you about money, because you've been able to identify the 3 different channels and streams and institutions that these people out here that we see are driving the big cars, living the big lives. That's how they're trying. That's how they're actually getting there. Exactly. Alianza na ile Sukuma Wiki yake, ndio akakuja kwa mahindi, ndio akaenda kwa apple.
Thank you. Sukuma Wiki rule, maize rule,
yes,
apple rule. Case closed.